What's up, everybody? My name's Adam McDormand, and this is Medium Quality. If you watched my New Edition Heartbreak vinyl record review a few months ago, then you know that I've been on a huge New Edition kick. In fact, the New Edition family records have been in heavy rotation for me. I've been listening to Heartbreak and Don't Be Cruel and the Johnny Gill solo record and the Ralph Tresvant solo record and even BBD's Poison. I just cannot get enough of this. I'm so far down the rabbit hole that I don't know if I'm ever going to get out. And of course, that means I'm super excited to see what BET does with the world premiere of the Bobby Brown story tonight. And I thought, what better way to celebrate a television event that I've been looking forward to for months than to review this. Bobby Brown's 1988 release, Don't Be Cruel. This is Bobby Brown's second solo album and came right around the same time as New Edition's epic and legendary Heartbreak album. This, my friends, is a fantastic late 80s era R&B record. As always, I'll put a link in the description section below to the specific Discogs.com release for this vinyl record, and with that, let's jump into it. Pretty much every single song on this record is excellent. I love the title track, Don't Be Cruel. I love My Prerogative. Even Roni is a sleeper hit for me. That was actually one of the first Bobby Brown solo tracks that I started listening to when I got on this big New Edition kick, and that pulled me into this album and got me listening to these tracks. Every Little Step is probably my favorite track on this album, and then of course it closes out with I Really Love You, which is a great song as well. Now you can expect similar sounds on this album as the New Edition Heartbreak album and a lot of those late 80s R&B albums, which featured heavy use of your Yamaha DX7 type synthesizers and your Roland 808 drum machines. But in my opinion, the members of New Edition, with all of their solo albums and all the songwriters and producers that they worked with, managed to really get a lot out of those relatively simplistic electronic instruments. There's a certain minimalism to the sound on a lot of these songs that leaves a lot of space for really interesting melodies, both instrumentally and of course vocally. We are in fact dealing with an extraordinary vocalist with Bobby Brown, who manages to carry the weight of an entire album on his own without the need for a group backing him up. Now, just like with the New Edition Heartbreak album, which was released on MCA Records, the vinyl package here is relatively simple. It's a simple record sleeve with some photography of Bobby Brown looking absolutely stylish on either side. There isn't any sort of special custom inner sleeve with liner notes or lyrics or anything like that, which makes me think that this is kind of a budget release. That makes sense because this would have been a big mass market release. You want to keep the price point down so that you can move a lot of units, and move a lot of units this album did. This is one of the hottest selling albums of 88 and actually 89 if I remember correctly. And just like the simplicity of the package itself, the vinyl pressing is relatively simple. It's not a very heavyweight record pressing, no special colors or anything like that, but it would have been really strange to see a colored vinyl record pressing in the late 80s. It just wasn't a thing that people did all that often. But of course, do not let the simplicity of this package dissuade you from trying to pick up a copy of this album on vinyl. It really is an excellent listen, definitely worth adding to your collection. But if you're not a big vinyl record collector, in the weeks following the New Edition story that aired last year on BET, the majority of the New Edition catalog was reissued in remastered digital format, and you'll recognize those albums because they all have kind of a colored square around the outside of each of those. This album was reissued in that format along with the Johnny Gill album, the Ralph Tresvant album, and Poison by BBD, and those actually sound great. They come with a bunch of extra tracks. In fact, one of my favorite Bobby Brown songs that was released with this Don't Be Cruel expanded edition in digital was the song that he recorded for the Ghostbusters 2 soundtrack, On Our Own, which is a total pop R&B jam. Excellent listen. In fact, I would recommend that even if you do pick up a vinyl copy of Don't Be Cruel, you should definitely go on to your streaming service of choice, whether that's Amazon Music, Spotify, Apple Music, I think it's even on Deezer, and check out these expanded releases from the New Edition family, because those extra tracks are great. Anyways, that's gonna do it for this quick vinyl record review, guys. I hope you are as excited as I am to see the Bobby Brown story on BET tonight. I think it'll be a lot of fun. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more, make sure you subscribe. If you really enjoy what I'm doing on this channel, I'll put a link in the description section below where you can buy some pretty sweet medium quality merch. And guys, until next time, keep spinning that good stuff. What a time to be alive.